Let's jump right into that first objective. FMEA is the process of taking a systematic look at how something might fail. It is normally, but not exclusively, done before product launches or major updates. It is traditionally an engineering function, but we see a lot of value in using this methodology to take a look at new processes that you set up during your continuous improvement efforts. There is one more thing I should mention here. Most people are not going to use the full name, failure mode and effects analysis. You may hear people try to pronounce some version of the abbreviation as if it is a word. I tend to just prefer saying all the letters as FMEA. It tends to prevent confusion. Let's think about this in a very simple way. Imagine you make a very basic product like this field hockey ball. You may want to take an overall look at quality, so you think about all the different ways the ball might fail on you. It might melt, it might crack in half, chunks might fall off of it, it may become discolored, it might be out of round. You'd probably think about how big of a problem each defect would be. In the scheme of things, you might disrupt a game, but nobody is going to die. You might also think about how likely each of these is to happen. It probably isn't going to melt. It might crack or discolor if there's a bad batch of materials. If a mold has a problem, it might not be a perfect sphere. You might then think about how hard it would be to tell if the balls were coming off of the production line with defects. Those are the three factors included in FMEA: severity, occurrence, and detection. Of course, a hard rubber field hockey ball is pretty simple with low risk. But not all products are so easy to look at. An airplane has a significantly larger number of potential serious problems, and they could be catastrophic. They might happen much more frequently than ball problems. And they might be a lot harder to detect. The point is that some products have a much greater need for quality management than others. That's where FMEA comes in. Let's go over the process for using FMEA. Now, FMEA does require a certain amount of expertise in the product you're looking at. This is because you have to be able to brainstorm all of the possible ways the product may fail. In addition, you will have to be able to think about the possible causes for those failures. Simply put, FMEA is much more effective when you are able to create a comprehensive list of failure modes. Once you have a pretty good idea of how your product or process is going to fail, you look at each mode individually and assess the risk. This is done by using a 1 to 10 scale for the severity of the problem, the probability the problem will occur, and the ease of detection. The next step is to multiply out those scores to create something called the RPN, or Risk Priority Number. The number allows you to go after the right problems first. And keep in mind, that is part of the FMEA process. You have to actually develop an action plan to prevent the problems you have identified from occurring. The RPN lets you prioritize so you can go after the most troublesome issues first. To support the FMEA process, we recommend using the FMEA worksheet. Like most forms, the first thing you should do is fill out the header information. Start by noting the system, process, or product that you are reviewing.